Welcome to the shadowy realm of dark psychology, where we peel back the layers of the human mind to reveal its most deceptive tendencies. Today, we're diving deep into the murky waters of lies and deceit, exploring the fascinating psychology behind why people lie so convincingly. Have you ever wondered how some individuals can look you straight in the eye and tell a bald-faced lie without so much as a flinch? It's a skill that's both impressive and unsettling, leaving us to question the very nature of truth and human interaction. The ability to lie convincingly is not just a matter of practice or natural talent. It's a complex interplay of cognitive processes, emotional manipulation, and social dynamics. Our brains are remarkably adept at creating and maintaining false narratives, often without us even realizing it. At the core of convincing lies is a phenomenon known as self-deception. This is where the brain's incredible capacity for rationalization comes into play. When we lie, we often begin by convincing ourselves that the lie is justified or even necessary. This internal justification creates a foundation of belief that makes the external deception more convincing. But it's not just about believing our own lies. The most skilled liars are masters of reading and manipulating the emotions of others. They're attuned to subtle cues in body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. This heightened emotional intelligence allows them to adjust their lies in real time, making them more believable and harder to detect. Another crucial factor in convincing lies is the power of confidence. Studies have shown that people are more likely to believe information delivered with certainty and authority. Skilled liars often exude an air of unshakable confidence even when spinning the most outrageous tales. This confidence can be so compelling that it overrides our natural skepticism. But what's happening in the brain when we lie? Neuroscience has given us fascinating insights into this question. When we tell the truth, our brains don't have to work very hard. We simply recall and relay information. Lying, on the other hand, requires significant cognitive effort. We must suppress the truth, construct a plausible alternative, and maintain consistency with previous statements. Interestingly, brain scans have revealed that frequent liars actually become more efficient at this process over time. The neural pathways associated with deception become stronger and more streamlined, making lying easier and more automatic. It's a chilling reminder of how our brains can adapt to and reinforce negative behaviors. The psychology of convincing lies also taps into our inherent biases and cognitive shortcuts. We all have a tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs and to ignore contradictory evidence. Skilled liars exploit this bias by telling us what we want to hear or what aligns with our preconceptions. Moreover, our brains are wired to create coherent narratives out of the information we receive. When faced with a lie, we often fill in the gaps or rationalize inconsistencies to maintain a sense of understanding. This tendency to create meaning can make us more susceptible to well-crafted deceptions. But it's not just individual psychology at play here. The social context in which lies are told is equally important. In many situations, there's a tacit agreement to accept certain lies for the sake of social harmony. White lies, for instance, are often seen as a necessary lubricant for smooth social interactions. This social acceptance of certain types of deception can create a slippery slope. Once we become comfortable with small lies, it becomes easier to justify larger ones. The boundaries between truth and falsehood begin to blur, and our moral compass can become skewed. The consequences of convincing lies can be far-reaching and devastating. On a personal level, they can erode trust, damage relationships, and lead to a cycle of ever-increasing deception. In the broader social and political sphere, convincing lies can shape public opinion, influence elections, and even alter the course of history. So, how can we protect ourselves from falling victim to convincing lies? The first step is awareness. Understanding the psychological mechanisms behind deception can make us more critical consumers of information. We need to cultivate a healthy skepticism, questioning not just what we're told, but also our own reactions and biases. Developing our emotional intelligence can also be a powerful defense against deception. By becoming more attuned to subtle cues in communication, we can better detect inconsistencies and insincerity. This doesn't mean becoming paranoid or distrustful of everyone, but rather honing our ability to discern truth from fiction. It's also crucial to create environments that encourage honesty and transparency. When we foster open communication and make it safe for people to tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, we reduce the incentives for deception. As we conclude our exploration of the psychology behind convincing lies, it's worth reflecting on the power of truth. While lies may seem like an easy solution in the short term, they often lead to a tangled web of deception that becomes increasingly difficult to maintain. The most convincing liars may seem to have an advantage, but in the long run, honesty and integrity are far more valuable. They build trust, foster genuine connections, and allow us to live authentically. So the next time you're tempted to tell a convincing lie, or find yourself on the receiving end of one, remember the complex psychology at play. Question, reflect, and choose truth whenever possible. In doing so, you'll not only protect yourself from deception, but also contribute to a more honest and transparent world. The dark corners of human psychology may be fascinating to explore, but it's in the light of truth that we truly thrive. Let's strive to illuminate those shadows, one honest interaction at a time.